Before we begin the video, I want to note that if you are not confident in adjusting your brakes, please seek a professional. Hey everyone, have you recently bought the Lectric XP Lite and experiencing noise on your rotors? Something like it's scraping? If so, then you probably will need to do a brake adjustment. Here are some steps to begin the process. Some tools you may need would be a torque wrench and a 5mm hex wrench. Before we begin, we have to understand how our brake system works. What the Lectric XP Lite has is a single lever arm actuated mechanical disc brake. The disc brake calipers are secured to the fork and frame by 2 bolts. They have wide holes to allow room for adjustment relative to the rotor. The calipers only have one adjuster that moves the inner pad in and out. Now that we went through over how our braking system works, now we can start aligning our brakes. First, let's inspect the bike. Let's start with the rear wheel. When we spin the wheel, we can see where the rotor is scraping. We will have to reset the barrel adjusters by turning them in. You will also have to do this at the calipers. We will have to make sure that the caliper arm is at its farthest position by loosening the pinch bolts. You have to make sure that you do not move the lever arm forwards when you're tightening the pinch bolt. If you do this, you might stress the cable and the lever arm. Make sure you pull the cable so there's no slack and you tighten the pinch bolt. After that step, you will now have to loosen the bolts that mount the caliper. You will have to turn the inner pad adjuster clockwise until it stops turning. Then turn it counterclockwise about 1/4 of a turn. Then you press and hold the brake lever tight. This will align the caliper to the rotor. While holding the brake lever, tighten the bolts, but not all the way, just enough for it to grip the body. You can release the brake lever now. Go to the inner pad adjuster and turn it counterclockwise 1/4 of a turn again. All this is to make sure that the caliper is parallel evenly on both sides relative to the rotor. And when pulling the lever feels right. And when you fully press the brakes, that's when the pads fully lock on the rotors, preventing the wheel from moving. To test this, make sure you press the brakes fully and then push the bike forward and back. You have to make sure that the wheels do not move when this happens. Now we can make small adjustments to your liking. We will make changes on the inner pad adjuster until the brake lever is at halfway when hitting the rotor. Now we spin the wheel to make sure that there isn't any noise or pad rubbing. If no noise occurs, then we tighten the mounting bolts 6 Nm and the pinch bolt at 4 Nm. Depending how worn your brake pads are, you can make adjustments on your barrel adjusters. Now we have successfully adjusted our mechanical disc brakes for XP Lite. If this video has helped you, make sure to like and subscribe for further videos just like this. For our future video, we will be testing Lectric XP Lite's weight capacity, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Before I end the video, I want to note that in previous video, I did not show the folding capabilities of the Ebike. When folding the bike, you want to fold the pedals first, then you fold at the body, and lastly, you fold the stem. When loading the bike in the car, always have the chain facing downwards and the stem or neck facing upwards. Another thing to note, it does fit a Gen 2 and a Gen 3 Prius pretty well without folding the seats down. Carrying the bike upstairs or downstairs is not really an issue. Normally I don't fold the bike, but when I have to, it's usually because I have to load it in the car only. Well, that's pretty much for this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.